So, a very interesting interview in this case because I have two people here with me instead of the usual one. I think I've done 415 interviews, all with separate people, and now for the first time, we're trying out two. And that's because you both are twins, and you said your success within the real world you wouldn't have been able to achieve individually. So, it's all because you had each other that you achieved your success. So, here we are now. Could you both please introduce yourselves?
So my name is Andrew. I'm Ralph, and people call us the Cyber Twins. So, like you said, everything is done as a team, and we started this journey together. And as brother, we will rise. So, thank you very much for inviting us today to this interview.
Very cool. Okay, so how did you both find out about Hustlers University?
I think it goes back to the summer 2022.
Yeah.
I think when Tate got really, really successful and really popular. And at this time, I think we're just me and my brother were completely lost in our life. Completely, we had just a succession of bad decisions in our life. And we heard about him. I started actually to hear about
Yeah.
Tate on Instagram and stuff. And then while I was watching, I saw that he has also a brother. I was like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, I also have a twin brother and stuff. And then at first I started talking to it to my brother, and he wasn't really convinced.
Yeah, I remember my brother. He went into my room. He's like, "Hey, bro, there's Hustlers University. We should join it." And I was like, "No, man, this is a scam. That's bullshit. It's like everyone else is saying." And I don't know. My brother just convinced me, and I was like, "Okay, you know what? Let's just give it a shot." And completely changed our life.
Yeah, and everything started from there. I think we joined in the copywriting campus at the beginning, trying to learn a bit how, just gaining discipline of working. And throughout the months, we ended up going into the freelancing campus, and this is where our success began.
Okay, is there anything to mention much about copywriting before we dive into freelancing?
Yeah. So for copywriting, the great thing the best lesson that we learn is really how to outreach, how to be consistent, and also how to write in general. And I think that copywriting is a great model for any person who wants to run a business today because everything is online. So you need to learn how to properly convey a message to people, and copywriting gives you the basic and everything that you need to write in a proper way, and also to even eventually create content. It's really easy with the copywriting.
And also to
campus.
facilitate the whole process, the copywriting campus is super easy to learn and to understand. So for students that are really new into this word, well, it's super easy to learn, and you can apply it today. In the same day, you can apply what you're just learning, which is something that we don't see in normal education.
Very solid. Okay, and then you said freelancing campus. What did you do when you go into the campus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to give you a little backstory, like my brother said, we started in copywriting, but when we first started the Hustlers University, we had a bad tendency of jumping from different campuses to different campuses. We weren't really sure about what we want to do. So we started with copywriting, did that for a few months. We didn't dedicate fully into it.
Yeah.
Switch to you. They used to be the FBA campus. We tried it out, didn't work out for us.
And why we switched to freelancing campus is because me and my brother, we have an IT engineering background. So before joining Hustle University, we worked a bit into the cybersecurity industry. We had the chance to get early into it, and it's actually skills that not a lot of people know, and it was something that we had in our advantage. And throughout the experience, was like, man, like we knew a lot of stuff. We could offer potentially this service. Let's try it out. And I know that there was the freelancing campus, who now is the social media and client acquisition from Professor Dylan. And then we decided to hop in, try to see what is it about, and everything started from there. And this is why we started our journey in the freelancing campus.
Then do continue with that. What lessons did you implement? How did that translate to success in what you were doing?
Okay, so one of the first things that we learned is how to garner attention, and that's why we started by creating a LinkedIn account. I know there's a course on it that tells you exactly how to build an account from scratch, from bio to what type of content you need to post, and how to engage with other accounts. So we started over there, and then also we learned how to prospect, how to find a niche, and this is where everything, all of the foundation has been set. And we've done this for a couple of months, and there were some small win and some losses, like in every businesses. Like you start acquiring your first client, you're happy, you schedule your first meeting, and then you realize that, okay, maybe in the meeting you went too fast, or you didn't discuss properly, and everything falls off. But in the campus, you learn also how to communicate with your client. So this is also really great. This is a plus that goes in. And throughout the experience, throughout the trial and errors, this is where we got finally first win online. And this is at this moment that we're like, okay, well, it's viable. This business model is possible. And from there, we started to continue. And actually, the great thing with the Hustlers University is sometimes you have all those lessons that will teach you exactly what to do, but also you might want to try something new by yourself because you have more confidence in you, you know how to speak. So this is why we tried also to take this beyond the platform, and we started in our personal life trying to go meet person in real, because we knew that okay, well, we do this online, we might want to do this in real and see how it goes. And this is at this time where our success really exploded. We had the chance to meet people, and this is where we're able to close our first big contracts by going online, by going in person, but everything was built online.
And to add up to it, the SMCA campus is great in the sense that the way it is designed, it's super easy to follow. So you start, it's step one, okay, build your social media. Okay, step two, learn a skill. Step three, pick a niche. Step four, get your first client. The way it is designed is super easy to follow, and no matter the skill that you pick or choose in this campus, you can apply it to this model and take advantage of it. So we really found what we love. It was the SMCA campus, and I encourage every student to go into it. It's powerful how much reach you can get with social media, and how much money you can make from it.
And with all this experience, we were at a point where like, okay, well, we closed a big contract, we started making money, all of this is working, and we built really like a loyalty toward this campus. And like, okay, well, I want to help more students because we understand how complicated it is. And at the beginning, when you're lost, it's difficult to find your way.
Yeah, it
So
was
that's
hard. It was hard in
so
the
that's
beginning.
why one day I was like, my brother, I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's like I was seeing a lot of students answering, like asking a lot of questions, but not really a lot of people were answering them. I was like, those students need help. Let's just help them and just answer the question and just be active. And just being consistent after months, we were able to become captain after like 3 or 4 months of just grinding, being there every day, helping students. And for us, it's one of the beyond, except money, is the biggest achievement that we had inside of this platform, is to be able to give back to this community. We feel so great just every day working up, and just we see students looking up for us, and we're there to help them, and we can propose even new ideas into the campus to make it even simpler and more efficient to new students. So for us, it's a great opportunity to give back to this platform.
And I want to add a side note to it. It's funny how me and my brother we function. Like my brother is really good in something, and I'm good in something else. And when we merge our force together, I swear we become one person. And to add up to the whole captain thing, my brother used to be the one who was like answering a bit students on the platform. Me, I wasn't really too much active. And my brother, he just came to me, he's like, bro, man, like we have to be active. We have to give back to this community. We need to help students. They are going to what we were going prior, so we need to help. And from this day, we never missed a day into this platform. Every day we wake up, the first thing we do is go onto the platform, help students. Then we move on, we do our workout, we get some work done, then jump back into this platform and help students. And I think that's the true power of Hustlers University. You have access to all this learning center, to all those courses, but the true value is giving back to the community, and that's what makes the true power of Hustlers University.
I feel like this is the blueprint to anyone who's looking at this and they want to see what is the recipe to success with Hustlers University. Is okay, you connect, you do the lesson, but also be active and give back and try to interact with the community, because it's by interacting with others and teaching them stuff, and that you're going to fortify your knowledge and all your learnings. This is how you're going to achieve success and unlock new ways into this journey.
It's a win-win. You help students, and you also help yourself by explaining the concept to students, so it validates that you truly know what you learn and that you are successful.
Mhm. I love the way you're bouncing ideas off each other. Really cool to see.
That's how we operate, man.
And also, there's something you need to remember. Sometimes I speak and using I, but when I say I include my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
Automatically, it's just I see him as the same person. So when I talk about me, I'll automatically talk about him too.
So one thing I think of there is, what do you do for client calls? Are you both on for client calls, or is one of you more responsible for front end of the business and the other person for back end?
It's a great
This is a
question.
great question. So all of our brand is built on us. So we do cybersecurity. So our company is called Cyber Twins. So this is like the uniqueness that we have as a marketing move. So whenever we go on the call, like you see today, we wear the same thing. It's the same. We call it anyone. We wear the same thing. So when someone connects in the call, it's instantly
Blows their mind.
like, okay, whoa, what is happening? And there's, like my brother said, we're really complementary. So me on the calls, I'm really the person who's going to close the deal and just navigate the client through. So we just close something. And my brother will just add up on top. My brother is more technical.
Yeah.
He's more the guy who's gonna be, doing the research and stuff. So whenever I talk with the client, me, it's more about in the high level.
Managing the relation with him
Yeah.
as well, sending a message, calling him, and I'm gonna be the one who's gonna add up to the details, explaining the whole process, and doing the work as well.
So
Okay.
this is a really synergy that we developed during time. And I think the synergy also developed before we joined Hustlers University. When I was in university, I was more the guy who was just writing and just doing the, just the whole management part, and my brother was more technical. So this is how we find our forces.
And it's funny because we used to have past job before the Hustlers University, and me and my brother we worked at the same job all the time. Like
Always
we would
together.
go into the interview, and we were like to the guy who was interviewing us, you either take both of us, or not, or none of us is gonna come to the job. And every single time they took both of us, and we worked perfectly in team. We're the perfect team, me and my brother, and
So that's why
it's always worked to our advantage.
So this is how we operate together as a
That's
team.
beautiful. See, if you were lazier twins, you could just say, "Ah, yes, it's the same person. So you're gonna have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll have the other days, and we'll just alternate when we go into the office. No one will know. Who will know?"
Yeah, we could have done that as well.
We could have done
It's
that.
not
We
a-
could,
not
definitely
an
could have
option.
done that.
But that's the
When
thing, you're
they're
not lazy, clearly, since you built up your cybersecurity company. So let's talk more about that. How many clients have you landed for it, as much as you can tell, and how much have you earned as a result of
Yeah.
the real watch?
Yeah.
So for the Hustlers University, the good thing with the cybersecurity is we don't have to land 1,000 of clients. We just need to land a couple clients, and they're gonna pay big, and we gonna get rewarded for that. So at the moment, we close 4 clients, and one of them is a huge client that we met through in person. And just at this accumulation of this whole contract, we accumulate more than $80,000 in the contracts. And now we're currently on the talk with new clients to increase our model and now becoming more recurrent. So there's 3, 4 people that we're talking at the moment, trying to close a big contract as a recurrent basis. So this is like the evolution of our business.
Yeah.
We started more as doing on contract basis.
Yeah, on
And-
contract basis, and it started with small amount.
Yeah.
The first 3 contract that we got, the amount was around $3,000 each. And once we applied the concept that we learned with SMC Campus into the real world and really seeing real people in life, go networking with them, we closed our first contract, which was $75,000, which is the biggest contract we got at the moment. And from there, we just gaining momentum, and just the ball is starting to roll.
Yeah, and for us, this money was just life changing. I mean, we never seen this amount of money, and not in the fact that it's just life changing because it gave us the opportunity to expand more, starting to go to more networking events, starting to see more of this world, and it opened door to limitless opportunities. And this is what we're currently at. We're trying to really acquire more recurring cash flow, which is going to be in the upcoming month. And also, a great thing with this whole journey is sometimes when you're into it, you might meet you. It opens doors that to some areas that we never expected. So by just being there in the last couple months, we had the chance to meet a huge person into our industry just by doing a networking event and just by
Applying
there,
the lesson that we
Yeah,
learned in
le-
Hustlers University.
just being there, giving value, going to networking event, people like us, they follow us, they see that we're active on social media, and it creates this aura where people wants to help us. And we had the chance to meet a huge person into our industry, and we're currently right now working on improving our business model and even scale it to create a complete automation into our current business. So it's also a new journey for us that we're working out just beside the contract. So yes, there's the money, but there's also going to be more, and you're going to learn more about yourself. And now we have the opportunity to even learn more into something that we never would have thought.
Mhm.
So this is where we're currently at.
Super solid. When you say automation, is that a reference to the AI automation campus within Hustlers University or something else?
Honestly, it's going to be related. For the moment, the automation is not related to what we learn in the new campus, but we're going to implement some of the features
Yeah.
into our current process for lead generation, and also the whole chat assistant support. We will need that for our new project. So we will also have to dive into this campus and
Yeah.
to apply all the principle. And it's funny enough because it really appeared at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
It's really when our project is starting to gain momentum that this campus appears out of nowhere, and so we're really gonna use it as well to our advantage and make even more money.
Really cool. Okay. And now here's something I'm interested in. So you went for the freelancing route. What if you had gone
Yeah.
through business mastery? Like, did you look into that campus at all? How did those two actually differ and how they would have helped you?
Okay. So we also was in the business mastery and we watch lessons and stuff, and it's really great. And me personally, my idea is those both campus they goes really well
Yeah.
together because the social media client acquisition campus is really focused into the online side, which is really great, and any business needs that. However, the business mastery campus also teach you all the knowledge that you need to just build just beside your business. So the two difference I would say is social media and client acquisition is better for people who has nothing and they want to learn because it's simple step, it's really actionable. And business master is really great for people who already have something and they just want to add on top of it because there's so many great lessons from Prof. Arno too. And I think like those two campuses goes really well together. And if you manage to really gain experience into the real world and trying to going and by way what I say, going to see people in real networking event, building on your social skills, and then once you connect with this person, well, they want to follow you into more the online side, just so you can show them what you can do. So those two well goes really well together. The best way to illustrate it is SMCA builds the foundation of a house, and business mastery just builds. You add the windows, you add the door, you add the roof. So both of them goes well together, and I think some sort of collaboration needs to be done between both campuses. And I just want to add something. It's funny that you mentioned about business mastery campus is because sometimes people told us like, hey, why didn't you become a captain on business mastery campus? Because your model seems more related to what this campus preach. But like I said, I'm really loyal to where I started, and I truly believe the force of SMCA is because sometimes the captain they have all the same experience, and since us we have more cybersecurity experience, it's something that is more just different. Not a lot of people know about this, where we can bring our own thought into this campus and improve it, and also based on our experience, we can help improve better this campus. So I feel like having a variety of captains in a single campus that comes from different background can be really beneficial for the campus and even help more students. And yeah.
Mhm. And I would like to hear your perspective as captains
Okay.
within Hostos University. How different is it compared to just a normal member? As much as you can say about the advantages you get, let's say, as a captain.
So how it's different from captain is the fact that you now have a responsibility. A lot of
Have a duty.
students look up to you. They're gonna tag you in the chat. They're gonna expect you to answer them with a certain way. So you constantly have to be there, and also you can bring your own value as well because when you're captain you gain access to the professor as well, you get to speak with him, and so if you have ideas from your own experience, well, you can throw those ideas at him, come with a plan, tell him, okay, listen, I have this idea, I've experienced it in the past, I want to teach it to the students, I want to do it like this, like this, like this. And if it goes well, you end up implementing it as well, and the feeling of doing that as well, it's something else, just giving back to the community. It makes you really proud, and it just inspires you to do more. Yeah, and to add on top of that, it also you need to be consistent to become a successful captain. So on top of the duty and the responsibility that you have towards student and the campus, towards yourself, you need to be now disciplined to always be there in the chat, always helping. And I know a lot of people they make a lot of money and they start like laying back, they're not really active in the campus because they're too busy. But in reality, you have to start making time, like also spend maybe 3 4 hours a day on the real world because we have to have students. So we try to manage our time. And I don't say because I have a twin brother and it's easier to spread the task. We do the same thing at the same time. So whenever I connect to the platform, he's connect too. So we still have to manage our time properly. We have a lot of stuff to do us on our end, and the fact that we're captain, it adds uh, more responsibility and
for us, it just completely changed our.
To add more to my brother, when people become captain, there's you gain new advantage, you gain more power into the campus because you have your word. But a lot of people they tend to fall into this trap where they start taking everything for granted. They're like, oh, okay, I'm captain now. Oh, I don't have to be active anymore in the chat. I achieved the maximum level. It's okay. Other students will do the job as well. But that's wrong because when you're captain, that's where you really have to put in the work and you have to prove yourself constantly. You can't lay back. You constantly have to be active, and so
Yeah,
not everybody is ready for it, and it really got to come from inside of you. You really want to help students to become captain, and if you're meant to be, well, you become captain
yeah,
naturally.
and this is the main difference with just being a regular student. A student, you just have to connect, and you have a couple questions that you would like to ask, and you go through the lessons, and sometimes you might just go you do your stuff, and the story ends here. So this is really the big implication that you have as a captain.
Okay.
You really represent the campus. You have to preach the way and the methods of the professors.
Makes sense. And now I want to get a bit more personal into your lives. So, how different was your average day for both of you before you joined Hustlers University compared to
It,
how it looks like now?
it was really
that's
different.
bad.
So we're just not gonna go into detail. We'll try to just do a rewrap. So a couple years ago, when I finished high school and stuff, I had a girlfriend, and my brother didn't. So first fact that I had a girlfriend in my life before, I started to take distance from my brother, and also my brother on his end, he met a couple people that weren't a good influence in our life, and also on his part, he started to deflect. So our paths were really different at
Yeah,
some
they were
points.
diverging.
And there was some point of our life where we're just not even talking anymore. It was in his own room, and me, I was just doing my stuff. So we weren't that close. And also on top of that, we had a succession of bad decision.
Yeah.
We literally became complete degens in our life, and I don't regret that. I feel like I learned a lot of lessons.
It built us into who we are today.
Yeah,
So
and so, I've done a lot of stuff that today I'm just like, okay, well, I will never do this again. However, it gave me a lot of experience, and that's why maybe today I really want to help so much the students, because I don't want them to fall into this path that we've went. So from all of that, we really got really different. And there was some point of our life where, for example, me, well, my relationship ended up, and this broke me completely. And at this point, me and my brother, we started to get a bit more closer.
Yeah.
Because
we're sharing both the same pain.
yeah, the pain. This is also the good thing is whenever I was sad or I was living through something, my brother was also learning
Yeah,
from me.
it's weird how our brain works, but
Yeah.
man, sometimes like my brother don't even have to tell me, and I know he's not feeling well, because me too, I'm not feeling well. Even if I'm not involved into it,
Yeah.
it's something. There's like a connection. and
So
it's weird.
we really learn from each other. Like my brother had his own experience. I learned from him, and he same from him. So once I had my big breakup, I wasn't good for like 2 years, and me and my brother, we started to get back together. But yeah, now we say all the good thing about twins, but also the bad thing about twins, if both of you are into the same mindset. So us, we're becoming even more degen. So it was just a downward spiral, just because
It's
we're
like a multiplier. If someone
Multiple-
does something bad, the
the
other's
other's
gonna
gonna
do
do
something
something
bad, and it's never ending. You just never get out of the
So
cycle.
this led us for like 2 years. We just end up and just complete
Rock bottom.
rock bottom, and then this is where at this moment we heard about Tate, and everything just sparked, and we got back up.
Damn. So yeah,
It
very
changed our
interesting
life,
how
man.
that
It changed
works.
our life,
Like it's a
It
multiplier
saved our
either
life.
upwards or downwards. Like either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's bad.
always. So people, and like a lot of people, whenever I talk with them, there's like usually twins, they're completely different, and I've met twins in my life, they're completely different. And but for us, since we're always together, like you said, it's a multiplier. In the up and the downs, it's gonna be more amplified because we're two.
And it's funny because some people they meet us and they're like, "Don't you want to be different?" I'm like,
No.
"No, that's the power. That's the fun part. It's being the same, dressing the same. Sometimes it's a superpower that not a lot of people get to experience, and so we have to take advantage of it and to be grateful as well for that. It's pure luck that we're twins, and so we're super grateful that that I have my twin brother as well with me.
And in the end,
It
having the
makes
same mindset is a superpower. Like you have double the mount power. So instead of
Yeah.
24 hours in a day, you actually have 48 hours in a day because
Yeah,
both of you
Exactly.
are
So we can
doing
do
the
two
same
times
thing.
more.
exactly once someone's is feeling down, the other one motivates him, and it's just an upward spiral. Like let's say one day I wake up, I don't feel like working out. My brother is like, no, we have to work out. I'm like, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is just watch him do his workout. No, I have to go as well into it. So it boosts us in a positive way.
Beautiful. Love to hear that. And what about what plans did you both have then before you joined? Because you're saying you were going in a degen spiral, but did you have some kind of
Yeah.
plans for future or not really?
Well, since like we're in a digital spiral, but I was just at university, so I was
We
just
had a
studying.
job in
I had a job in
cybersecurity.
cybersecurity. I was working. I was starting to get a bit more comfortable. I was like, I'm just gonna work in this job, and it's well paid, and it's just gonna be a nice life, simple life. Just do our stuff and keep continuing what we do. So this was our plan, just the basic, regular 9 to 5. And I'm not hating on 9 to 5. There's a lot of people who are made for that, and I do really respect people who go into this. It's just for us, just because we're all into this degen stuff, we're a bit distracted. I think it was blinding our true power.
Yeah,
Like
we're
we
just
thought we thought that the 9 to 5 was our path, but with all the degeneracy that we're doing, we were just blinded by the reality. And when we started to
everything.
really,
Yeah,
we stopped everything and we really starting to become serious. That's where we realized, well, okay, for our whole life we have this fire inside of us to be different, and we really got into this journey, and here we are today.
Hmm. Okay. And how different are your plans now then for future? Let's say for short term, medium term, long term. What plans do you have?
Man, it's a great question.
Yeah.
Like if you have asked me this a year ago, I would have said complete different answer. But now I feel like everything is moving so fast. And let's say plans in terms of personal life or more just in business. What kind of plans
For
you want to?
either, both.
Okay, so let's start with the short. For the business, the short term plan is to start closing clients that are recurrent. We're in the process of doing it because now we've always been working with big contracts, but we want recurrent contracts. So that's what we're working toward. For the medium and long term, we want to scale our business. Now, right now, we're doing consultancy, but we want to diverge from this path and go more into a software as a service kind of company where we build our own cybersecurity platform and we can really onboard a lot of clients and become the go-to people in cybersecurity. And I feel like this door is gonna give us the opportunity to try new ventures, meet more people, starting to go to other countries, just explore a bit more of this world.
Yeah.
And we never know the opportunity is gonna come after. But I know for sure that at the end of the day, I want to end up with my brother. And if we, after all of that, we have a mansion, we're together, and I'm surrounded with people I love. So this is my end goal. I'm always going to be with my brother no matter what. And in the long run, for the Hustlers University, we want to give back to this community. And we actually have a big plan, but we're not going to talk about
Like
it.
I
Now.
really, yeah, like I really
Yeah.
want to get back to this community
Yeah.
and even try to up more my game and be able to really have a part into this community and really give back and teach more people. So yeah, we're not gonna go into too much details for now.
But we
Yeah.
have big plans and everything is going according to plan. And
Yeah.
so we keep pushing.
Oh, very cool. All right, and then I'm happy to wrap up with a final question then. So,
Sure.
for people who are unsure about joining Hustlers University because they're thinking, "Oh no, I'm gonna get scammed for $50," what advice
No.
would you have to them?
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Like honestly, at this point with everything that happened, if you don't want to join, I won't even push you to join. Just don't join and just see us. See all everyone wins in a couple of years. You're gonna see all the students winning, and you're just gonna be there just watching outside. Like
For $50, it's not worth $50. It's the amount of value you get for 50
like
bucks.
a dinner
It's
is 50
mind
bucks.
blowing.
It's
Mind
50
blowing.
bucks a dinner, and you join and you learn something. It's impossible that you won't learn something. You will learn something no matter what is your background. There's so many stuff into so many campus into Hustlers University. It's made for everyone. So why are we waiting for? Join. You want to get rich or not?
Okay, super cool. Man, love this conversation. As I said at the start, loved how you both bounce ideas off each other. Makes it super fun to speak to you. And now, for
Thank you.
people want to find out more about both of you or contact you in some way, where can they do so?
So first of all, we have Twitter X account. It's the Cyber Twins. It's literally everything, just the Cyber Twins. And we have LinkedIn as well, the Cyber Twins.
Also,
We're super easy to find. We're not. We're
And,
just one search away.
and whenever you go on Twitter and you write the Cyber Twins, you'll have like a link tree, and there's gonna be all of our links to all socials, so you can take a look at it. And if you have any question, you can always hit us up. It's gonna be a pleasure to help you out.
All right.
Or you
So
can find us in the SMCA campus as well.
Also, you'll see us in the chat. You see the purple rain everywhere. So
You have a question, just tag us. We'll answer you.
awesome. And I'll add all the links to the description of the video as well. So anyone interested can check that out. And yeah, it was great speaking to you both. Thank you for coming on and sharing your experience. It was quite a unique one because, as I said before, I haven't had twins on before. So I enjoyed the experience myself. And it would be cool to do a follow up some point in future as well to document both of
Yeah,
your
sure.
progress and
Sure.
see how
yes,
you're
of
both
course,
doing. So until then,
Of
I
course.
wish you all the best.
Well, thank you again for inviting us for this interview. It's our pleasure to share our
and
experience.
we'll see you soon.